Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident.
Warning: the following program contains explicit language and mature content. It is not meant for the easily offended. So if you are an emotional pussy, please refrain from listening. Thank you and enjoy.
Welcome back. Another edition of the Buzz Podcast. Your boy Cujo running solo this time. My boy Jules is still a little bit hungover from last week's fucking event. Oh my God! So, yeah. So last week we had our first annual is what we were calling it, Brew Battle Pillow Fight. Great success. Thanks to everybody that was out there. Thanks to everybody who supported. We raised just under $2,500 for the Jazz Exchange, which was pretty dope. Jazz Exchange is a local nonprofit that helps teach kids here in El Paso and kids from Juarez how to play correctly or how to perfect their art of jazz music, which is something that I think is not as popular, I guess, nowadays, but at one point was the biggest thing out there. So yeah, I mean, it was great, and the people that you see here, you have Ivy Red, the Goddess, and the Misfit, Alan Jameson. We're actually part of the pillow fight, I believe, where you guys were walking out Jez and Annie, right? Were you guys both in the same corner, or were you guys on opposite corners?
No, we were against each other. Yeah.
You guys were on opposite corners.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
So before we get into exactly who you guys are, what you guys come into, how did you guys get ringed up into this whole? How did Annie or Jez get you guys into this into the pillow fight and work their corners?
I think it was just like a random day at practice, right? Like, as I remember, it was just a random day at practice. We were doing what we're supposed to do, which is we practice Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was on a Monday. I'm not sure on the day, but we were training, and then all of a sudden, Annie comes in.
Yeah.
Annie's
Adventures.
Yes, Annie's Adventures. She's apparently she knew Queens very, very well.
Okay.
So they hit it off. We were training, and then she pretty much Queens was like, all right, guys, this is what's going to happen. Annie's here to train with us. We're going to do this, and that. And I was just kind of like a little like, because it kind of like took me off guard. But I was like, oh, yeah, this is cool.
Right.
Like, yeah, come in. We'll train you and whatnot. So we had fun. And then Sister Jess, right? That's her name. Sister Jess. Then she comes out later, and then she was like, all right, Alan, Mystican, you're going to train her. And I was like, all right, so what are we doing? So you guys are going to do these promos, this and that.
Right.
Which is going to lead to, the event that you guys had. And I was like, all right. Again, this was kind of like to us, it was like a last minute thing. But we were more than happy to, to help them out. And I had a lot of fun. I know Ivy had a lot of fun.
Yes.
We get to train somebody. Why not?
Seeing you guys knock each other with pillows was hilarious to me. So I was like, all right, this is great. Like to us, it was a bonus. So I was glad to do it.
So what kind of training did you guys put these girls through? Because these girls, I mean, it was a double knockout. For the first time ever, we had a double knockout.
Yeah.
What is basic training that you guys put these guys through? Is it like a wrestling boot camp or like what did you guys do to these girls?
Kind of, sort of, yes. They went through the same basic steps that we go through when we first start training. Basic rolls, forward, backward, quarter rolls, forward and left and right quarter rolls.
A bump.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were teaching them the basic way to do it and also the safe way to do it.
Right.
So,
yes.
But that's what we do. And we were like, yeah, you guys are going to train with us. We don't cut no corners. You guys are going to do it exactly the way we do it.
Right.
So, like, just the way you guys are fresh, that's how we went in fresh. And there were no cutting corners. There was no excuses, nothing. We did it the way everybody did it.
Damn.
And they did a great job. They were fast learners, both of them.
Yes. Yeah, very fast learners. They caught up to it very, very quick.
Who was the least coordinated of both of them? I got money on Annie because she's a little bit older than Jess. No, I think they're about the same age, I think.
I'm not sure.
No, they both. Yeah, they both did a phenomenal job.
Yeah. I mean, like they caught up to it real quick, which I even got caught by surprise. I was like, oh wow, like it even took
They
me
were
a li-
easy to
yeah,
teach.
like,
Yeah.
it took
Awesome.
me a little bit. I'm pretty sure Ivy can agree that it took her a little bit. So for them to do the roles like right away, we were like, okay,
We were like, wow,
right, all
this is gonna be easy.
It's easy work.
It was awesome.
Yeah, but no, the training actually, you could tell it paid off because I mean, the promos that they were cutting were just. I don't know if you saw the different promos that they were doing. They were just off the wall. I had done a podcast for on Annie's, and Jez just barged in and started talking shit and like everything.
Oh.
And, yeah, like nobody told me, right? And I'm just like, all right.
yeah. I
We
thought
might
that
have,
was
taught him a little confidence. Too,
yeah. I was like,
Maybe.
that's such a beautiful promo. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever you did was so like heel. I'm like, I loved it. I loved it so much. Whatever you did, I'm like, perfect. Keep doing that and just keep that personality.
Oh yeah.
And everybody loved. Ivy was going crazy for it too. So
Yeah.
I know that the guys were just like, what? Because when they went into training, I think. We just agreed on it, but we still had no idea what was going on. We were just like, there's a pillow fight, but we didn't know the reason behind the pillow fight.
Okay.
So I think I
We
don't
got
know,
to talking
right?
to them.
Right.
and kind
Yeah.
of
Well,
asking
it's
them,
one
so
of
what is
yeah.
this
It was
about,
somebody.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
What led up to it? You know, we always want to know the backstories to
Right.
to what is done. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
it
And
was
then
awesome.
and then Jess pulls out the video. She's like, "This is what happened," and then she showed me the video, and I was like, "Oh, I got so hyped up." I was like, "Oh, so this is why it's happening." I'm like, "Okay, so even better." Like okay, we got you.
Yeah.
So by the day of the event, we're like, "We got you." The entrance, everything.
No, the
We can
entrance was
handle it.
epic. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, each of them came in. Well, was it 2 or 3 of you guys? Can't remember. 'Cause I remember it was like.
think
I remember it was quite
each.
a it was quite a bit of you guys. I got to meet you guys out there.
Yeah.
And when it came out, I was like, God, because I never ask, right? Because I tell them, look, if the whole point is to have fun, right? The
Yes,
whole point
yes,
is
of
to
course.
put, and like anything, right? The whole point is to put on a show. I was like, whatever you guys want to do whatever the hell you want. If you have costumes, if you have fireworks, whatever the fuck you want to do, I don't care. The crazier, the fucking better, right? That's, I mean, as you can tell just by the intro right off the bat, we drop all kinds of F-bombs and all kinds of crazy shit. But I was like, when I saw that, when she introduced me, I was like, wait a minute, because I saw your, who's it, the MC?
MC Wine
MC
Bob.
White
Yeah.
Bother.
Yeah, I ran into him first. I was like, yo, I know this cat from somewhere. Because she had mentioned him to me before, so I was kind of talking to him, and I was like, oh, dude, what if she got lined up? Because I know Annie, and Annie's always got something going, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then when I saw it, I was like, dude, this is epic. And it was all for a great cause. And it was awesome. So let's go in and talk about. So you guys are the Nation of Wrestling, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to make sure I get the right thing, because I know I got so much fucking shit out there.
No, you got
And I always have to forget. I have to keep the phone out because I forget people's names. I'm just old. I'm old. I'm tired. I'm just fucked up. How do you guys get into the Nations of Wrestling? How long? Well, first of all, Nations of Wrestling. How long has that been around?
It's
A year and a half.
A year and a half.
been
So it's
a
fairly
year.
new.
Yeah, it's like it's barely like a brand new company.
Okay,
pretty
so
much.
how did you guys get involved with the Nations of Wrestling?
Long story short, I was watching. I was going to Bassett Mall one day to go actually sing for them for a festival.
Okay.
I sang publicly, and so that day that I walked in, all of a sudden I see another company wrestling, and I was like, "What? There's wrestling here in El Paso?" And so we
yeah.
stayed and we watched the fights. It was great. CJ Campos was actually one of the wrestlers that was in there. We connected. My son loved him. We started following each other, and I started supporting him and just seeing what they do and just seeing everything that is behind the scenes and everything. And I fell in love.
Yeah.
I fell in love with the whole thing. And his best friend is Queen, which is now our trainer, and he pulled me into it. He was like, "Hey, you know what? You have talent, you have potential. Let's, see if you want to try it." And I was like, "No, you're crazy." I was like, "No, I can't do that. I have, I teach, I'm a teacher. I do this, I do that."
Right.
He was like, "All right." He's like, "Try it." And the next day I tried it, and I'm still here and loving it, loving it.
and keep in mind, she's the only woman in our academy.
Okay.
So she trains with the boys.
Right.
Like, so she gets slammed like the boys. So
Yeah.
she gets hit like
Yes, I
a
do.
man gets hit. So
Yeah,
she
yeah.
hits his back just as a man. Like I've trained with her a couple of times, and she's tough as hell. She really is. Yeah, yeah. She's left me a couple of bruises here and there, but honestly, a lot of respect for Ivy.
Right.
Because she went in there, and I don't know if you've seen. I think I've only seen her fight once against another female, which
Oh,
was
yes.
in Dog, which was
That was Ruthie J,
which was
yes.
Nation Wrestling
5-star
versus
athlete.
Dog Pound Championship Wrestling,
Okay.
Excellent.
and that's the only time that I ever seen her fight with a female, which was a great match. But overall, she's always fighting pretty much a man.
Right.
Yeah, and she's like the matches she does is just they're off the chart. And I love the matches.
So
They
Misfit,
teach me well.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you could take on a dude, I mean, the girls should be. Not, I don't want to say easy, but it should be easier than it normally would, right? Because I mean, if you could take, the slams from a guy or anything like that, because I mean, naturally men are stronger. There's that debate that which isn't really a fucking debate, but we gotta play the fucking card or whatever, right? But yeah, I mean, men are naturally stronger, and we could take them basically an ass whooping from them. I mean, the women are just that much easier, right? Because I mean, basic physics and human nature and shit. So how'd you get into this, Misfit?
Actually, I've been around wrestling almost all my life.
Yeah.
But when I actually got into it, it was, I want to say 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually just thinking about it like a few days ago. I was with another school.
Okay.
But I was training with them, but I was going through some personal things in my life, and it was like an on and off thing. And, no disrespect to them or anything like that. I just felt maybe personally, and maybe I was maybe uncomfortable. Maybe
it wasn't the right fit.
It just, it just wasn't for me, so, no offense to anybody or anything like that. Great school. But after a while, I kind of got into this depression. My love for wrestling wasn't as great. Because I've always been since a child, I've always loved it, imitated it, done it in my own backyard.
Yeah.
Fight with my brothers, right? And then there came a time where my love for wrestling was just like, it just wasn't there. And I don't know why it affected me in that way, but it affected me. And then I started talking to my friend Kojio. I would talk to him personally about my problems and, whatever, all that stuff. And then he's like, you want to get back into wrestling? And I was like, I would love to get back into wrestling. But I'm like, I don't think I got it anymore in me. Like, I don't think I have it. He's like, just try it. He's like, just try it. He's like, look, there's this place called Nation of Wrestling. Frank Stone. He's like, you listen to him. He's very good in what he does. That he's got a new guy in there called Queens. He's been helping him as well to train. He's like, just go there. He's like, they know what you're doing. They know what you're talking about. At first, I was very hesitant because I was like, oh man, I have to like meet new people and because honestly, like, don't get me wrong, I like to be out there going out half or whatever, but sociably, like after I'm just very like, to be social out there it's hard for me, you know what I mean? So, but when I decided to go, I was like, you know what, screw it, let's just do it. What else do I got to lose, right? So I went. And I ended up meeting a lot of great people. I met her. I met Hershey J. I met MCY Bother. I met Top Tier Ramirez. I met JJ Greer. I met Big Cat. I met the trainers. And just the first day was I just felt so comfortable. I felt like, I was like, this is what I'm looking for. And ever since then, that's it. And I've been stuck with them. And and we were hooked in it. And we're like family. Like this is, at other places when you go and train or whatever, it's there's camaraderie or whatnot, but this felt more like unity. It's just like a family, and ever since then, that's what we are, a family, and all of us are always in contact with each other, are like on top of each other. You guys need to do this and that, come and train, and I love it. And ever since then, it's I feel better. She knows that I feel better. She looks better. She feels better. We all do.
Right.
And I just want to see where this company can go.
Damn. So how many days out of the year are you guys actually wrestling? Because I know right now you guys there was a pause, right? Because you guys are moving into the new gym and all that.
Yes.
So before that, like, how often were you guys having matches?
Let me see.
It was like more like events. And I think it was like once a month.
Okay.
It was once a month. But the reason why it stopped is because at the place that we were at, I guess there were some issues.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what happened there, but the ring wasn't ours.
Okay.
And, it was borrowed equipment, and I understand that. So whatever happened between them, that's on them. But because of that, the event stopped. We stopped training. As a matter of fact, we started training, but we started training at a what was it?
It was an MMA gym, and we learned a lot.
Oh shit! Okay.
We really expanded our horizons, learning, how to wrestle without a ring at an MMA gym, and we got through it. And
those
it was
mats
awesome.
aren't
No, those aren't forgiving at all.
They're very unforgiving.
No, they're not forgiving.
They're not forgiving.
Like a half
whatsoever.
inch of cushion, if that.
Yeah, no. So
So
when
our
these guys,
backs are made of steel now.
yeah. So when these guys would slam me, like I would see them like slam on that, and I'm like, oh nah, bro. Like,
Oh, fuck.
I tried it. I think like once or twice, and I was,
No.
And we want to thank Coach Ryan that he's at. It was Briggs Academy. We want to give a shout out to them for letting us be there for that time where we needed a place to go and train, so
Yes.
we won't lose our skills. So
yes, definitely.
big shout out and a thank you to him.
So what? When you guys training at the MMA, do you guys incorporate any like of the jiu-jitsu stuff into your actual wrestling?
He might have given us some pointers.
Yeah?
some
Here and
tips.
there, yeah. But it
Mhm.
was mostly since we have no ring, we couldn't do like any, high flying or
Right,
rope
right,
stuff.
right.
So it was more like slams.
Okay.
So they were more focused on slams and like the psychology of it, holds, submissions. That's where we were most focused on.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know, like, back in the day when who was it Ken Shamrock when he came over to the WWF at that point?
Yeah.
Well, he was just doing. I mean, it was just UFC on steroids, basically.
Yeah.
Where he was just choking people out. He had his finishing move was what the ankle lock or whatnot, where he like almost snapped the ankle. Chris Benoit was known for the
Crippler crossface.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of MMA moves involved, and I was like, damn, that's interesting. And then I think Ronda was there for a while, right? Ronda Rousey was there. I mean,
Yes.
I haven't been able to keep up anymore because I just don't have the time, and it's not as fun for me as it used to be because I think I like the characters more during the what is it, the Attitude Era?
Yes.
I guess it was with Stone Cold.
Yeah,
and-
it's
Oh, yeah.
always the old
Oh.
school stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was awesome. But then I see some of these new guys, and I guess because I'm older, and I'm like, oh, these guys are cheesy as fuck, man. Like I can't, like I
Can't
can't
compare?
Yeah, I can't relate. I'm like, God, like I want to, because I have several friends that are so into it, and I'm like, dude, I just, fuck, I can't, man. And then now it's on Netflix.
Yes.
So I was like, damn, like I want to see it even more now, but I just can't. I can't come back to it, after Eddie Guerrero and the NWO and all that.
Yeah,
like,
so
I was
you're
like,
watching all the
dude,
great ones. Retire, get old. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I saw John Cena and I was like, oh, this dude's like his character was just horrible, and I was like, oh.
It's crazy because I love the whole heel John Cena, and especially with the whole
love it.
the CM Punk
I'm
promo. I was
guilty
of
just
it
like,
too.
I was like, oh, that was
Yeah.
solid. That was
So
great.
he went heel
Yeah, he went heel.
because the opposite of heel is what, face or
Yeah, the
Baby
face,
face.
baby face? Okay,
Yeah.
Because I was trying to get the terminology, and then I saw the. Did you guys ever see the? Came out last year, the documentary on Vince.
Oh, Vince
Yes,
McMahon. Yes, of
I
course.
saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That motherfucker was wild.
Yeah. See, the world of wrestling it's wild. It's very wild. It's a deep rabbit hole if you really get into it.
Yeah.
Like, and I've been stuck in there every couple times. And it's hard to
Really?
get out. Yeah, man.
What's the craziest shit you found out in this rabbit hole?
You ever seen The Dark Side of the Ring?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, they talk about like all the secrets behind wrestling, the things that people don't want to talk about.
No. I saw Beyond the Mat. That's the one. I
Yeah,
saw.
Beyond the Mat is
That's
totally
Oh,
different.
wow.
I know
Yeah,
what
that's
you're
an
talking-
older
old
yeah, that's
movie.
with
I know.
Jake the
I
Snake,
have
yes.
that. I actually have that DVD.
Oh, that's a shit.
Yeah. But yeah, if you really want to like get into it, where it's like not the entertainment, not the but like
Right,
the
the behind the
really
scenes?
like the drug abuse, the deaths, because wrestling's beautiful. I love wrestling, and wrestling has helped me a lot. But there's also like a dark side behind it.
Well, that's
Wrestling.
I mean, that's
think
pretty much in
everything has a
anything.
dark
Yeah,
side.
like the
Yeah, you know what I
NFL
mean?
is.
But it's if you know, just as long as you know what you're doing and just keep away from that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just,
Stay in the light.
yeah, stay in the light. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I could see it from the guy, like the I guess the mainstayers on back then WCW, WWE. I guess even what was it ECW?
Yeah.
I could understand when you're putting on fucking 300 shows a year. You need something to recover because I mean, your body only could take so much, and there's only so many off days that they give you because I mean, they got you're the product.
You see,
So
and
you gotta push a
but
product.
See what you're saying, and because of that, that's why there was drug abuse. That's
Yeah.
why there was steroid push.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why there was all that. So nowadays, I mean, like you say, I haven't really been watching it, but nowadays they're very strict on that. That's why we have more athletic guys. More pretty much, I've seen a lot of like guys in like different body, like
Right.
big
types.
fit, skinny, whatever it is, but they can wrestle.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm same with the females as well. They can wrestle, but but now they're hardcore with the drug abuse, with what you do with You know what I mean, with your diet and all that stuff. You know
That's
what I mean.
good.
So, and I like that.
That's
I
great.
feel like it sucks to say, but we needed that bad thing to happen in order for us, for the wrestling world, to keep on pushing and to keep being better. You know what I mean?
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, you got to hit the bottom to come back up. I mean,
Definitely.
you got to bounce back up. And I know back in the day in the Attitude Era, with Trish Stratus, Sable. Oh, Trish was, Jesus Christ, Sable, China. You had them all, and they're all. None of them were really taken serious because they're beautiful females. They're more.
They call them the divas?
The divas,
Yeah, the diva
I
era,
remember they
yeah.
were just treating, and it's
They even had their
it's sad that they
calendars
were
and
like,
shit.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was sad that they were using them more like sex objects.
Yeah.
because they're wrestlers, they're professional
Right.
wrestlers, but the way that they just went around that was just wrong. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why. Maybe for sales.
ratings.
I don't know. Exactly.
ratings. I mean,
Exactly.
that's all it is.
But I think it was against the whole WCW era
Yeah.
too. So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because they had the Nitro girls where they come on dancing.
Yeah,
and they're beautiful. So
I,
you
remember,
gotta.
I remember the Nitro Girls too. I was like, isn't this
Yeah.
like a family show? Like,
Oh, no, you got to go against those strippers, boy. So now is female? Are the females actually taken a lot more serious now as actual
I think so.
wrestlers
so.
and not body parts to look at? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so. I think
I've
it's who has the most skill, who's skilled in this, who's skilled in that. I think
Yeah.
they look more at that.
I mean,
now.
I've seen girls in death matches nowadays.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, they're not, and they sometimes go more hardcore than the guys.
Oh, dude, no, women. Any women. Whenever you see a woman fight, they
Yeah.
don't get. Guys, we want to look good, and
Yeah,
women
yeah.
just want to kill somebody. They
Yeah,
just wanna-
yeah, no.
We're a little
wanna
bit more
take
vicious.
something out,
and,
yeah.
and I've also seen them go into intergender matches, death matches with,
Right.
like, and I'm just like, damn, like these chicks are just like, screw it, I'm gonna go all out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
my hat goes off to you, like that's because there's some things that they'll do, and I'm like, I probably wouldn't do it personally. Cool, you do it. I'm probably not gonna do
Right.
it. But I mean, like, Ivy, you want to do it?
I might.
But is that more because you feel like you think women feel like they have to prove themselves more because it's still like it's a guy's the guy's
Maybe.
locker room or you know what I mean?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Too. I think we might think that like that.
Is that do you think that's better for the women wrestlers or is that a little bit more riskier for them?
It is riskier, but I think it just pushes us to be more, to open up more, to have
Yeah.
more of a skill set, to have more in our arsenal,
Okay.
just so that we can get up higher to that level. I
Yeah.
think.
And I mean, to be quite honest with you, I have seen women get more respect nowadays because of the work that they put in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So-
Well, yeah, because I mean, once you get away from the whole, that's nothing wrong with seeing a beautiful woman, up there. But when you see that they have skill,
Yeah.
I mean, that takes away from. I mean, that overcomes anything, regardless of what, if they're a baby face or heel. I mean, if you're a badass, you're a fucking badass. You'll stand out, whether it's good guys, girls, or whatever. You'll stand out. So, asking about your styles. How is somebody like myself who isn't much of a aficionado of what wrestling is now, right? What is your style of wrestling? Are you like a high flyer, the old school lucha libre style? Or are you more the power bomb? Like, what's your style?
I secretly want to be a high flyer, which I hope I will be in the future. But I'm more of a technical wrestler. I like
Okay.
the submissions. I pride myself on my flexibility, so I want to be more of a technical wrestler.
Okay.
So I'm putting that in my arsenal. I focus more on that right now. But I
Damn.
secretly want to be a high flyer.
No, I feel
Don't
ya.
tell anybody.
No, I was literally just arguing with not arguing, but I was really talking to Queens about it. I was like, I honestly still can't find out what I am. I mean, I think I'm siding on the technical side because I have been liking chain wrestling, and chain wrestling is like the holds, the submissions. For
Okay.
I don't know why I've been falling in love with it. Before I really wasn't into it, but lately that I'm getting into the psychology of it, I'm in love with it. But I like the high flying stuff too,
Right.
And I kind of been wanting to try it. Cause I had a little bit of lucha in me
Okay.
before, but when we started, we were just more focused on like American wrestling.
Yeah, yeah.
American
the
We
technical
were,
spot.
we were more focused on that style, which is fine, right? Which is
Right.
fine with me because I've been loving it ever since. But what I learned in lucha was, I've learned a couple of things here and there, some moves, maybe just like make it look more with style. You know what I mean? I just love it overall, especially because of my roots. I mean,
Right. Yeah, because you're in El Paso.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Those
Yeah,
luchadores.
exactly.
luchadores. I mean, if you ain't high flying, like, I mean, these sons of bitches. They do some wild shit. I was like, God
yeah,
damn.
yeah, you know
It's
what I
almost
mean?
a beautiful art form.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I
exactly.
watch
Yes,
them in the air, it's like-
exactly, exactly. And even when I got introduced to wrestling, the first thing I ever saw was lucha libre. It wasn't wrestling. It
Right.
wasn't American. It was lucha libre.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I got. That's how I got introduced to wrestling.
Yeah.
So me, I was like, it's in my roots. Of course, I'm gonna try some lucha.
Right.
Lately, I've been wanting to try it. I haven't
tell
been trying it,
anybody.
but don't tell anybody. I'm gonna do it at practice. Don't tell anybody.
Is
But
that frowned upon, or is that?
no. Especially now with, I don't know if you heard the whole Worlds Collide with WWE and AAA. So now,
Oh, they're merging, right?
Yes.
yeah, they're merging and they're bringing lucha libre and American pro wrestling together, and
It's a merging of styles.
they're merging
now.
of styles
Yeah.
now. So we of course we want to keep up with that.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
all
You know
for
what
it.
I mean? So we're gonna do that, of course. So now we're implementing lucha in our style. So
Right.
so now we're like, Ivy's always been into lucha. I've seen her do the Hurricane Ranas like crazy.
Really?
Like, yeah, she could do the
That's
whole
my
619 thing, and
signature
I'm over
move.
here like, man, on that one I'm jealous because I can't do that. I know I could do the Hurricane Rana, but I cannot do that 619, and she does it like it's nothing. Just
The 619 is the one on the rope. Right?
yes, yeah,
The-
she
the
she
twirl
runs
of
it.
the
Yeah,
rope,
she does
Rey
it like
Mysterio?
yeah, she did it like in what she learned in a day. And then we also did this one thing where we handstand and we pop up. She learned that in a day. I'm over here like
Showing
man,
off.
Like I'm over here like
She's
damn. It
showing
took me like a
off.
week, maybe 2 weeks, and she's just like pop, pop, pop. I was like, you know what I mean?
I
But
love it all.
Yeah.
But I've learned
yeah,
every style.
but I agree with you. I've been wanting to do the lucha style so bad lately, and I'm gonna try to implement that on my style.
How much harder do you think it'll be going from that technical aspect to actually to being a high flyer? How much harder is that? Like, is it more mental? Is it more physical? Like, what is it?
I think it just depends on the skill level that you're at when you're starting.
Okay.
Like me, I come from a dance background,
Okay.
flexibility, performance. I've done it ever since I graduated high school. So I think for me, being aware of how your body works,
Mm-hmm.
how you can control your body, if you have a higher level of that, it's going to be a little bit easier than
Right.
other people. I think that's what
Yeah.
it takes.
Yeah.
You see, but I think like the perfect, I guess not white version. I want to say that's kind of wrong, but no, yeah, the white version of the luchador. I think were the Hardy Boys back in the day.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the perfect merge of the high flyers, the
Oh
lucha
yeah,
libre style.
they were way ahead of their
Those
time,
dudes,
though.
man,
Yeah, definitely.
And they fell into the dark times too, right?
Yeah.
But was that more? Do you think that was more with the?
It was when Jeff Hardy had his issues,
Yeah,
right?
well,
Remember
it
when
was
he
more
was,
the drugs, right?
Yeah, it was more of the drugs.
Or was it more on the mental side?
It was the drugs, and I think later on he was something about his drinking. I think there's there's a video out there with him being pulled over, like a whole video.
Okay.
And then that got him in a lot of trouble.
Jeez.
So, but see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean they were ahead of his time, but they also went through some
Yeah.
dark times as well. So
No, yeah, those dudes were. But then it also started with the Rockers back in the day with
with
Shawn
Shawn
Michaels
Michaels
and Marty
and
Jannetty?
yeah,
'cause
definitely.
they were
Yeah.
kind of high flying at first, but then they kind of calmed down, and then like when the Hardy Boys came in, it was just like Jesus Christ, this guy, the look, the hairstyle, the fucking Rock. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Lita being a fucking a badass. I mean, I was like, God damn, this was what you had. Because you had the Dudley Boys too, who were trying to do that because they would do the atomic bombs off the fucking top ropes, and I was
Yeah.
like, God.
And then Edge and Christian too. I've always
Yeah.
loved that.
Oh,
I
man.
always loved that
Yeah.
whole feud with them. It was just a
Then
beautiful
they had
feud.
what was the name of that little cousin, the little retarded cousin
Oh,
that they had?
Spike Dudley?
Yes, dude, that dude took an ass whooping every time he
Dude,
came
you
out.
should see him how they used to use him in ECW. The poor guy was just slammed, like ragdoll, like thrown in tables,
That's all
like
he was.
getting hit with chairs. I'm just like, this poor guy, and he takes it,
Yeah, he does
and he
good.
loved it.
He's
And
gotta
he
get
loved
paid
it.
more.
I give respect to Spike Dudley on that one because I'm just like, poor little guy, man, but. He's going in there taking it with the big boys,
Yeah.
tossing them around, and
Yeah, man. Then you had Rob Van Dam too.
yeah,
Van
yeah.
Dam was a beast.
That
He was always. Hey, he's back. Is he back? I think I want to say I saw something, a clip of
He's-
them.
I follow him on Instagram, and as far as I know, he's been doing like some indie promotions
Yeah.
here and there. He's been doing like signings.
Yeah, because I saw a match
Yeah.
of him not too long ago. I was like, dude, what happened? Like, that's when the age kicks in and all the years of the
And
fucking.
I mean, and it's because it takes a toll on your
Yeah.
body at some
It
point. You know
does.
what
Yeah,
I mean?
everything starts to give out.
So, And you'll see it too later on. You'll be like, oh, how come he's not doing that move anymore? Or like, oh, this looks a little, it's just, it this takes a toll on your body.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I mean?
it just depends how
and it
well
just-
you take care of
Yeah,
yourself.
and that's why you gotta that's why you always gotta be working out, eating, eating
And
good.
that's what
like,
we're taught. We're taught
We're taught-
overall, take care of your body. Do everything that
That's
you
awesome.
can to keep it good.
Yeah.
Flexibility, agility, speed, cardio.
Oh,
Cardio is
lot
the
of
number one
cardio.
thing.
cardio's
that
the
we are
number
taught
one
to
thing,
keep
and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the,
you
and it's,
need
it's
it.
probably what from what honestly I think, on my opinion, the most hated thing a wrestler hates, cardio.
So I
But
do it
it's-
more.
But yes, exactly. But it's like everybody will tell you cardio,
Yeah.
cardio. Like you don't have it, you're just gonna wig. You at the
Right.
first 2 minutes you're fighting, you're gonna be winded out. Like you don't.
So, I mean, you get that adrenaline dump. After that adrenaline dump, that's when that cardio kicks in, because that's when you're like, God damn.
What were we talking to when the adrenaline wears off? How
We were
painful we
saying-
were just talking about. We're like, oh, I'm in so much pain. And she's like, why? I'm like, the adrenaline just wore off. I'm like,
We
I don't know
feel
what to
it, but
do.
Then we go back for more, don't we?
Oh yeah, of course.
So what's that yearning of wanting to go back after getting your ass whooped for X amount of minutes that you're up there for? Which I don't. Maybe at first it seems like, a minute or two seems like fucking 3 days when you're in there.
Yeah.
Then after a while, you like everything, you
yeah,
start getting
definitely.
used to it. So what calls you back into that ring after getting your ass kicked continuously?
That's the $1 million question. I'm like, when I first started training, I was like, I must be crazy because I want to go back. I was in pain. My whole upper body was in pain. We're taught exactly how to fall, how to be careful with that, what points to hit so that we don't injure ourselves or our
Right.
partner. And I'm like, man, I feel like I did everything right, but I'm still hurting everywhere.
Yeah. You're still gonna come out.
Yeah, no, I mean the body. I mean you can do it as safe as possible, but there's no safety when you're flying off a rope or you're getting slammed into the floor. You're getting slammed. I mean, regardless if it's wooden planks or the mats outside. Getting slammed is getting fucking slammed.
Yeah.
Your whole
Yeah.
body weight is your whole fucking body weight.
Well, how thick is the padding? Like
Yeah,
like,
it's not
like
thick
this
at
thing?
all.
it's not
It's maybe
this thick?
less
Yeah,
than
yeah.
2 inches.
Less than 2 inches.
Less.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're slamming on like straight wood,
Right.
And you could just hear it. And
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like all of us. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like all of us are adrenaline junkies because I could see it in everybody's face when they get in there and the excitement, and like I could feel it too. It's just like it's like a high.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it. You just get in there, and you just want more of it and more and more and more.
And if you
And-
love it,
and if you love
wanna
it,
keep
Yeah.
doing
And
it.
if they're paying you for it, shit.
and that no, but I love it. Like I can go on practice. We can go match to match to match, like
Yes, we
because we
can.
love it that much.
Yeah.
Even though like we're like, all right, a little sore, but let's go at it.
Yeah.
Let me drink a little water and twist a little bit. Let's go in there again. Yeah, definitely.
We truly are. That's our little secret.
So for the people that always say wrestling is fake,
Oh, I'd
what
like
what,
to see
what
them
do you
step in
have
this
to
ring
say to
with us.
them?
That's all I have to say. I'd like to see them step in this ring and see
Yeah.
if it's really fake.
Dude, I run into that question so much.
Yeah,
like,
because everybody. I mean, that's always been the stigma of it, right?
Yeah.
And it's the way I've seen it. It's not fake. It's scripted, but not fake. Because
Yeah.
the hits are the
Exactly.
fucking hits.
yeah.
They are.
So we had so previously when I had our other podcast before we got taken down for being crazy, we had Cinta de Oro on.
Oh, okay,
And-
okay.
and
yeah.
so
Yeah,
when he
Cinta-
was on, he was doing the fucking chop challenge at that time. So
Ooh.
my co-host,
Chops are my favorite.
yeah, so my co-host did it, and he left the fucking handprint
Oh yeah.
for
yeah.
date. Like that shit cut him. He only hit him once,
Oh,
one
yeah.
solid pop. That shit cut him.
Yeah.
and that shit was on for like 4 days.
Yeah. I think we've hit each other till we've broken skin. I think until we bleed too.
How do you get used to that? Like how? I mean, is it just continual? Just
I honestly, it's just again adrenaline or whatever it's in your body or it's the will. Cause sometimes I don't even feel it until I get home. I'll be like, I'll take off my shirt, gonna take a shower, and I'm like, where did all these bruises come from? Like, or where did this come from? Or I'll be like, oh, what the.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh man, I'm bleeding, or I have a bruise. Like I didn't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like yesterday, she had a huge mark on her
The whole
chest,
handprint
and she
right
was just like all standing there smiling, like, ah. And I'm like, Ivy, and she's like, look, and I was like, oh,
I was
man,
so
like,
proud.
but she was,
the battle scars.
Yeah,
You know
so-
what? It's like we're warriors from a past because we want those scars. They're reminders of how hard we fight, how hard
Yeah.
we train, our dedication. I think for me that's what it is. So I don't mind. Look at me. I have, you know, scars all over my
and
elbows, and I love it.
You see how Ivy explains that? I feel like for every wrestler, it's a different road for every wrestler, and it's a different reason for every wrestler.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Ivy's reason is, but I know that she loves it. My reason is because, in a way, wrestling saved me.
Okay.
Because it's taking me out of a dark place. It's keeping me straight. It's keeping me healthy. It's make me happy. I with them. I hang around with them all the time. They're like my bestest friends. We're always checking up on each other, and ever since that's why I keep on doing it. And doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. Like, and nothing matters anymore to me. This is what matters to me. And that's why I keep
or bust.
Yeah, pretty much. Like at this point, at this point, it's either like we go all in or nothing at all.
Right.
So
yeah.
And to me, they're my brothers. You know.
You know. Yeah. And I tell you, we're all a family. That's how we treat each other. We're not like, oh, he's just a friend or he's just a partner that I train with. No, we're all a family. We all talk to each other like we're a family.
Damn. What's the worst injury you guys have had?
Ooh.
From either, like I said, you know, as much as safe as you try to make it, I mean, it's still up to you to
There's
perform.
still little things.
And sometimes you're too tired to do, you know, get the break the right way or take the bump the right way or whatnot. What's the worst injury you've had?
Me, I believe when I barely started a couple of months in, I was doing a side slam.
Okay.
And I think just the way that I fell, you're supposed to fall on one side. And I think just the way I fell wrong. Like, I guess because I was learning it, I guess I fell wrong. And so I felt something pop, kind of like in the middle of my lower back.
Damn.
And I think I was out of training maybe for like a month and a half.
And believe me, you don't want a grumpy wrestler at home that can't train.
We want to be in that ring.
Yeah, you don't want someone like that around you because you're just like when I couldn't train, I'd be in such a pissed off mood.
Yeah.
Because I would see these guys do great, and I'm like, man, I want to be up there. Like, this is just pissing me off. Just sitting down here.
It does something.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm happy for you guys, of course. I'm so happy to see you guys up there, but I'm like, I'm not up there, and I'm like, it just pisses me off that I'm just sitting here like can't do anything because of my injury.
Right.
You know.
So what sideline do you?
What
was the worst one?
I mean, I've had.
You've been through a lot.
I've had like I've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of injuries, but one was where it was at the old school where I was training. They threw me over the ropes, and when they threw me over the ropes, I was supposed to keep on holding it, but I guess I was so sweaty.
Yeah.
That I slipped off, so I fell off the ring, but I landed like this, and I messed up my wrist.
Yeah.
And I was out for like a good minute, and anything I was doing wasn't working until I went to Juarez. I went to this, what do they call them, like sobadores? Curanderas or something like that.
You got the egg on you or what?
Dude, this guy popped me like in ways that I've never, like, you never thought that you would get popped, but he like, God, everywhere, my neck, my back. I came out like,
yeah.
Oh man, like feeling like, you know, I was like, man, I was like, I should have came here a long time ago. And he's like, here's my card. I also help luchadores here in Juarez. And I was like, we could have started with that. So we could have just gone with that. But ever since then, I go with him. Like any injury I have, I'll just go with him.
Just go with him, knock it out. Dude, what's the in your guys' opinion with all the different? I mean, there's so many different moves, right? That
yes.
What is one move you think should be made illegal that they shouldn't do? Because I know they stopped the atomic bomb, right? Because I think Kevin Nash, is that what he was doing? Kevin Nash was doing
jackknife power bomb.
Yeah. I think they stopped that because I think somebody almost snapped their neck and
I think it was some kind of
I
bomb.
feel like they've been doing the power because in the indie wrestling I've been seeing everybody been doing power bombs like crazy. So I mean, I mean honestly I still haven't taken a couple of slams. I still have to like take them in order to feel them.
Yeah.
But I haven't felt one where it's illegal. The one where I am afraid to take, though I am afraid, is the pile driver, and it looks simple. Really does look simple. But I'm scared to take it for some real reason. I don't know why. I'd rather take the tombstone than take a pile driver. I'd rather take a superplex than take a pile driver. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But it's always scared me, even for me to try it. Because I don't trust myself. And the thing is, you need to trust your partner.
Right.
And then they need to trust you, you know what I mean? Because you're both in each other's hands. You got to be safe.
Right.
And if I don't have trust in me, you know what I mean? I know I'm not going to be able to take care of my partner. So I'd rather just not do it. So I try to stay away from pile drivers.
Okay.
That's. I feel like that's the move. Not illegal, but I just would not.
Yeah, it's just scary to do.
Yeah. Just
so what about you, Ivy? What scares you?
You're with the pile driver.
I'm the same thinking as you. Like the bombs are the scariest things. But again, that's why they say, safety we are taught to lift heavy weights, you know,
Yeah.
to be able to lift other people's weights, because it's a partnership, it's a dance. We both have to know each other and be strong enough to be able to maneuver a body in the air and turn it the right way and land it the right way in exactly the right timing. So it's a lot of things. One move is a lot of things, and we're taught that we have to know everything. We have to trust our partner and be strong enough to do those moves.
Right. So what's one move that doesn't look like strenuous or doesn't look hard, but it's like extremely difficult to pull off, with either because of strength or because of timing or because of the way you got to contort somebody's body?
Oh man, what was the move that you were training for last night? My goodness.
The one that Ramirez did to me?
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Thunder Bomb?
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Damn.
That one was...
That's
he did he did a Blue Thunder. Well, before that, I think it was like a backbreaker variation to a neck breaker. So he throws me in the air. We positioned to a backbreaker, throws me in the air, and then he catches me in a neck breaker.
Okay.
So that one was like, yeah, that slam was...
you can see it in his face.
yeah. I was just like, oh man, like I was like, God. But like, no, I was comfortable taking it, but still, it's. I don't know why. I don't know. That's less scary than the pile driver.
To me, the bombs
Really?
are like
That was
the
just like
most
that was less
advanced.
scary. I'd rather take slams. I don't know why, dude. I like. It doesn't have to be all stylish or crazy.
Right.
But for some reason, like the pile driver is just like not a no. It's just a no for me, man. Like you have to be a really big guy for me to trust you. Like you can't be. I don't know why people my size or smaller. I'll be like, no, you're not. Like you have to be a huge dude in order for you to do it.
But that's because usually with the bigger guys, they have the thicker legs, so you could have the shoulders
yeah,
to protect it.
exactly,
You have to have a strong base.
A strong base,
As opposed to the skinnier dudes that, I mean, there's only so much legs that they have, and it's gonna go straight to the straight to the dome, and it's like, God damn. So on what day of training do they teach you guys how to? Do they still teach you guys how to cut yourselves with
No.
the razor blade like they used to back in the day?
I don't
No.
think we're still at that level, and I don't.
No?
I don't think we're gonna go on
And
that.
No.
I mean, I personally would do it.
Yeah?
I would personally do it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a big fan of. I love all types of wrestling, but I've always loved hardcore matches.
Yeah, because that was the old
Death
school
matches.
Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Mick Foley. All those crazy ass cats.
But if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it with style.
Okay.
I don't like just weapon throwing each other. Like I feel like there is some wrestling where it doesn't look great. They just use weapons and they just do whatever. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it with style.
And that's
you know what I
we're
mean?
taught.
But
There
that's
has to
why
be a
we're
purpose, a reason.
that's the
Yeah.
reason why we're with basics right now. Basics first, master the basics. After you master the basics, then you can do all that other crazy shit you want.
Right.
But first it's always basics. And that's the thing. You never stop training.
Right.
Doesn't you just don't it doesn't matter if you're making it out there, if you're traveling, if you're doing indie shows, doesn't matter. You come to training all the time. And
Yeah.
training never stops. And wrestling, you never stop learning in wrestling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've been going every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And
Okay.
it's what
takes
it's like,
discipline.
It's like a 3-day little break, like maybe a 2-day break until we go back on Monday and get our ass kicked again. Yeah, and then we get our ass kicked again all over. You know what I mean?
Enough
So-
to heal from the soreness.
enough to heal from the soreness. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! So and then the promos got to be. I mean, do you guys work on those also?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's one of the biggest things, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's the biggest draw is that if you're able to talk,
Oh.
especially if you're able to talk shit.
Oh yeah, definitely,
dude.
definitely.
So what's
It's
funner?
structured.
It's structured chaos.
It has to have a purpose.
There you go. Yes,
Okay. So
structure.
what's better to be a heel or a baby face?
I'm a baby face. I don't know why. I think it's easier to be a baby face. But then when I was coming in, I was with the idea that I would be a heel, and I thought that was easier. But I don't know. The more you learn, the more it's like, okay, you see both sides. You see baby face, you see heel, you see what each one can do, what they can't do, and you adjust. You know, me, I'm kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
Honestly.
master both.
Yes,
you have
you
to
do.
master both. But me, I'm more comfortable being a heel.
So-
I'm so comfortable being a heel. I tried to be a baby face yesterday, where they put us in practice matches, and they were like, "Be a baby face," and I'm like, oh, I'm so.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm so.
We're taught
I'm
how
like, I'm
to
so
navigate through
uncomfortable
both
being a
roles.
baby face.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to be a good guy. Like, you know, being an asshole is so much. I don't know.
so much funner.
To me, it's so much
Oh,
funner. And it's so much easier.
so much
yeah.
natural.
Yeah,
It's so
exactly.
natural.
Yeah, exactly. And for her, baby face is
It's
so
so
natural
natural,
to her.
yeah.
It's more natural.
And then she tried to do the heel thing, and it worked, but you could see it that she was like, I'm I'm not comfortable with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So who decides if you're the baby face or the heel? Like, is that
I feel it's more of a that on me personally. That was my own decision.
okay?
That was my decision to be a heel. I think Ivy, you chose.
Yeah.
She chose to be a baby face.
Okay. So when you guys were trying to develop your characters and whatnot, like what led you to the goddess, the Ivy Red, the goddess, and like what led you, like what built you up to that?
There has to, like, we're taught that your character has to have a reason, it has to have a purpose. You have to have a backstory, and me, I've always loved the Egyptian culture.
Okay.
Ever since I was in middle school, I became obsessed with it. I know everything about it. I want to learn the language even to that point.
Oh wow.
So when it was time to choose my character, I said, that's easy, an Egyptian goddess. And so I am the goddess. In Egypt, they have the goddess of this, the goddess of love, the goddess of war. And I was like, okay, the goddess of wrestling. And so that's me. Long story short.
Yeah.
And then it fits. It fits.
Right. And for Misfit, do you come out wearing a Misfit shirt? I
do.
I imagine so.
I actually,
Yeah.
I even bought like the same shirt just in case. I was just like, I'm just gonna buy it just in case because I like the Misfits. But it's funny. People think it's because of the band, but it wasn't because of the band. It's because back in the day, when in my younger days, I used to have a rap group with my friends.
Oh, okay.
And we've done a couple of shows here and there. And we were known as Misfit Gang.
Okay.
And the reason why we formed that group is because all of us, we were like, I'm from the Lower Valley. Like we were all kids, like that grew up,
the malandros and
yeah,
shit.
we were pretty much we were the malandros in high school, and like, you know what I mean. And then we all decided to gather up after high school, and like a couple years passed, we were like, hey, we should try the rapping thing, and then we did it, and it was fun. I loved it, and it was crazy though that at first I thought that was my road, because I've opened up for Baby Bash, for GT Garza, and we also rapped in front of Miss Mexico. I think at the time it was 2019.
Okay.
And I had a lot of fun doing it, but then later on, it just, when something that you love becomes a job, it feels like a chore, that's where I cut the line. Yeah. That's where I'm just like,
it takes all the joy out of it.
I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore, because this is something I used to love to do, and now it seems like work. And I don't want to do it anymore. So from there, that's when I joined Nation Wrestling. I was like, I'm gonna use that gimmick. Like, I already had a gimmick in the music. Like when I was doing music, might as well implement it in wrestling. I'm like, that's where I went with it. Yeah. And then, that's where the Misfit Alan Jameson was born, and I'm here since. Right. And I've been having so much fun ever since. Yeah.
So before the Nations of Wrestling, you've done other programs, right? Was it the same character that you had, or were you a different character?
I was still in training.
Okay, so I never got to that character spot.
I never got to that character. It was always talked about, but always like in between, like, should I be this? Should I be that? Like, it was always like a thing. But I mean, at the time I wasn't really like focused on the character. I was most focused on training
and learning.
But now with they were more, respect to Frank Stone. Shout out to Queens and Frank Stone. They were more of a, who do you want to be? Like, what makes you you? Right. And I was like, well, this used to be the real me. Just implement it. Right. In wrestling, I'm not really. There's not really a big difference between Alan Jameson and Alan Nieves. Yeah. It's not really a big difference. The same. They're kind of sort of the same. Yeah, there's, I do separate them and whatnot, but they're more of the same guy, you know what I mean? And so it's not difficult for me to be in the ring, and I'm pretty much being myself in that ring. Yeah. So it's not difficult for me. It's fun, you know what I mean? So I go in there and I have fun. And I'm pretty sure most of the guys in there in that locker room, most of their gimmicks, they're themselves. And like, just like Ivy said, she's into the Egyptian stuff and all that. She's what she loves, she's implementing it. Right. So that's her, So what you see, the characters that you see in each of us, that's a little part of us. It's a little part of us, you know.
Yeah, no, I get that, because I know, during my regular or my 9 to 5 or whatnot. Yeah, I'm nothing like, dude. I'm quiet. Like, I don't talk. I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm just trying to make it through the day. Let me be.
I feel you're like being on lunch with your headphones. Like, don't bug me.
Yeah. I'm just at that point where, like, I'm not senile, but I'm almost there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm flipping off little kids. I'm almost there, but I was like, dude, I just want to chill. But it's weird, because like I want to get to know people, right? Because I think it's so fuck. So the whole point behind the whole podcast that we started was we believe everybody has a story to tell.
Yeah.
And I think it's beautiful to hear different people's stories because, you know, what you know, your background might help somebody that's, you know, questioning something about themselves, or, you know, when you say you're in a dark place, they're like, well, maybe this could help me, you know, and you know, we want to bring, you know, happiness, you know, for an hour or however long we go for.
Yeah.
If you could if you could forget about your problem and just laugh and listen to the stupid shit we have, or other people that have been through the same shit, I think that helps a lot, 'cause especially nowadays with so much, you know, dividing is the main thing now.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Yeah, that's the only way we could keep everybody in check, right? You got to divide them, and it's like, dude, we don't need that shit, you know. And that's the whole point behind, you know, what we're doing here, behind the pillow fight, behind, you know, at the pillow fight we had fucking. We had the radio DJs, we had kids, we had bikers, we had you guys were there. I mean, there's
Amazing
everything.
audience.
There's a little bit of fucking everything.
And that's what I like when we do something for the community, when
come
we all come
together.
together and we see,
Absolutely.
you see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what you just said, look at what we can do when we all come together.
Yeah, it's
to
amazing.
make a beautiful
amazing.
event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sit down, you have fun, you forget about, you know, whatever the fucking problem is.
Yeah, at least for like a couple of hours, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Get to
definitely.
relax and kick your feet up and just laugh at fucking people doing stupid shit you never do.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
like when I would tell people, hey, do you want to do a pillow fight? They're like, what? What do you mean? Like, you know, it sounds absolutely retarded, and I love it. I was like, even better once I started getting that feedback. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
why? What are you talking about? I was like, dude, we got a full fucking boxing ring. I mean, they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, dude, that's what I want. That's because when you come out, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Hey, they should start hosting more pillow fights, huh?
They really
No,
should.
it takes a lot.
Have a pillow fight champion.
Oh, dude, so there's actually a league. I found out there's a league in Florida.
Wow.
There's a league in Florida. It's the PFC or some shit like that. And yeah, they have. It came on like on. Where did
We
I
got
saw it
UFC,
on the?
we got PFC.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
That's crazy.
so I don't know. Have you guys seen Dodgeball? The movie Dodgeball?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
So you know how the Dodgeball came out on the Ocho?
Yeah.
On the ESPN,
ESPN
the Ocho?
the Ocho?
So August 8th, every year, ever since that movie, ESPN does the Ocho. And they show the craziest fucking
The sport,
shit
yes, I
through everywhere.
know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I think that came on one of them, and I was like,
Yeah,
holy
yeah.
shit. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that
Oh,
idea.
man.
But it sounds so stupid, but yet anybody could do it. You know what I mean? And all you gotta have is the courage to go up there and get hit in the face by a pillow.
yeah, yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, it's just a pillow that they have." But once you get hit, it's just like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a fucking plan to get hit in the face, and it's all fucking bets are off. Everything's gone.
That's all fun and games, and then it gets personal.
Yeah. Once you get fucking slammed in the face, it's like, ugh, damn. Do you guys have catchphrases? Because I know, like Stone Cold had that whole, you know, Austin said, or Austin 314 just said, I whooped your ass. You know, everybody has their little catchphrases and shit. You know, The Rock does the whole, do you smell what I'm cooking? Do you guys work on that also, or is it you guys are at that level?
Honestly, I've been trying one. I've been trying.
Yeah?
I've been trying to get one, but like, I'm like, I always have a list for some reason. Yeah, I really get into it. I have a list, and I'll be like, which one sounds good? You know what I mean? Oh, who could I be instead? Like, I can be the Misfit, but I could also be this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have a list, but like,
You guys haven't tried them out yet?
I haven't tried it. Yeah, we haven't tried them out yet.
I've
Have you
built a few for myself, but the one that I use the most is when I'm, in the middle of my promo or at the end of my promo, I tell my opponent, don't beat yourself up because that's my job.
Nice.
Yeah. And then what LTZ says, well, what comes up comes down when he's when he's about to slam you.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, he does this Falcon arrow, and he'll tell you, he's like, well, what comes up, what must come down, and then he'll slam you, and I'm just like, oh,
That
I mean,
looks
but
glorious.
it's as simple as that phrase is. I'm like, I was like, all right, it's
Yeah.
catchy. I got you on that
That's some
one.
gangster shit to
That's-
say
that is
somebody
some
before they slam you to the fucking through the roof. So what's your finishing move, Ivy? What is it? What do you call it, or what's the actual technical name of the move?
I call it the all-seeing eye. As that's in the
yeah.
Egyptian culture. That's really literally a running hurricane rana.
Is that the special move or your finisher?
We all keep secrets.
Okay.
I can't tell you all my secrets.
Oh, all right.
Hey, what about you, Misfit?
I got my special move is called Shelton Benjamin's pay dirt, but I called it dirt nap.
Okay.
And then I also have the flatliner because I got it from one of my favorite wrestlers, Chris Canyon.
Okay.
it's kind of the same thing. It's just different variation. One's a jump up variation. Another one is I just straight you just slam on your face.
Yeah.
And then my finisher is one of my favorite wrestlers, Billy Gunn.
Okay. Shit.
I do the Famouser, but I call it the Unfamouser. So yeah, so you know what I mean. So yeah. So that I love that moving on. That's my finisher.
If you guys could steal one move from anybody, through wherever you've seen it, what move would you steal?
Oh man.
I think our moves were already kind of stolen, right?
I kind of already stole
mine already.
Rey
I've
Mysterio's.
already stole. I've already stole Shelton's, Chris Canyon, and Billy Gunn.
Right.
Pretty much.
So, because I remember, I know, like, we had, when we did the first pillow fight, we had some luchadores go in. One of the fights we had were luchadores. They started with pillows, and then the whole gimmick was after like fucking 10 seconds, they throw the pillows and they just have a wrestling match.
Okay.
They just fucking they just go.
Wow.
So we did that, and then
right.
at the end of the event, the dude was like, "Hey man, we should have had you go in there." I was like, "Dude, I would have gone in and out." My one move I'd want to do is just stone cold stun somebody.
There you go.
I would just want to go kick somebody in the gut and fucking get him with that stone cold stunner and just fucking talk shit and walk out.
There you go. Yeah. That's it's great. It's simple and it's effective. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a great move. Such a great move.
Yeah, I mean,
it.
back in the day they had like, and now looking at it now as an older person, like when Hulk Hogan did the leg drop, I was like, dude, are you fucking serious? A leg drop's gonna fucking knock so get the fuck out of here.
Hey, man. I mean, if you really look at those times, man,
Yeah,
some of those special
day,
moves like the Warriors, that splash from the ropes, I was like, all right, I ain't got nothing nice to say, but I'm like, come on, man. Like, you're a big dude. Like, I'm expecting a slam, something great, but a splash, bro.
Yep.
And not even from the top rope. Like,
no, it's for standing. Just fucking standing. And then you had the People's Elbow. That was kind of
that was just entertaining. It was just for entertainment. I thought it was funny,
And then they did the worm, which is a variation, the hip hop variation of the People's Elbow, where that
Scotty Too Hotty
would do the little worm.
Dude, I used to love doing that. Like, when I was a little kid, just like I would always do it. I would always do it to my brother, like, let me do it, and he's like, all right.
Then you had the Jake the Snake with the DDT.
The DDT. Well, at least the DDT looks more effective.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And then who was it? Mankind changed it with the double DDT, double arm DDT.
I like that move a lot.
that was interesting.
And then I mean, the mandible claw. The mandible
claw. Yeah, I was like, come on, dude.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked it when he wrapped it around barbed wire.
Oh,
and then he put it on Triple H's mouth. I was like, all right, I can go behind that.
Yeah. That's a lot more believable than just fucking putting a sock in somebody's fucking mouth. I was like, are you fucking serious? How hard is it to stay in character when you're in there, when you're doing your thing?
It is. I think it is hard. On top of what that you need to do, the safety of your partner, knowing what move is next, and staying in character, it's a lot. And we're taught that we have to balance all of that within whatever time limit your match is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we could have a 5-minute match, 6-minute match, 7-minute match,
15.
whatever time limit it is, 15. But that whole time that you're wrestling, it's what's the next move? What am I supposed to do? Oh, pay attention to the crowd. Oh, remember to do this. Oh, remember to do that. Taunt. Like it's just constant, constant. You know what I mean? And if you can't get the psychology down, it's you know what I mean. So. Not only is just the moves, not only is it like the style. It's not all about flashy moves and looking cool. It's really not. There's there's art behind it. There's psychology behind it. You got to study. There's actually I actually study a lot of matches. I'll sit there, go on YouTube, old school matches, new matches, the indie scenes, AEW, WWE, anything.
Yeah.
I'll even go back to the old ECW, WCW, and I'll be like, all right, let me look. Why are they acting like that? Why are they reacting like this? Let me see how they get the crowd going.
Yeah, you got to play the crowd.
Yeah, you got
to. The whole time.
And again, so while you're wrestling, you have to think of all that.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes it is overwhelming. It is overwhelming a little bit, but we've been learning lately to pace it down.
Okay.
That everything doesn't have to be rushed.
Right.
So if you don't rush it, you can make it look real good.
Yeah.
A wrestling match doesn't have to be all.
Right.
You
You
know?
don't have to go high flying.
Yeah, it doesn't
the
go
whole
high
fucking
flying
time.
all crazy. Yeah. Sometimes you can keep it slow, keep it all cool, and the match will still look great.
So when they're booking the matches, like how much? I don't want. So is it? I'm trying to see what the right way to say it is. How much of it is it completely scripted, right? For the most part.
For the most
as
the
far
most
as
part.
for who's
Not
going to win
every
or what.
little thing.
So
For the most part.
how do you guys? Is it? Because I know I think I've seen, if I remember correctly, the WWF, like the ref is like, all right, dude, now you're gonna do this. Hey, take a break. This is coming up next. Like you guys do. Is that kind of still the same thing with you guys? Like,
Yes.
Like they have an idea. You guys come together and, like with
Yes,
your,
definitely. We have like we have a writer behind it.
Okay.
and We talk about what's gonna happen, how this story is gonna lead to the next story. So see, like, our stories don't end.
Right.
Like in that company, our story just keeps on going and going. Just one story leads to another thing, to
They
another thing.
intertwine.
You know what
Right.
I mean? They intertwine. Or you could have multiple stories at the same time. You're fighting with one wrestler, but you're also beefing with another one. So really all depends. But everything is written. But we also input our ideas. You know, so again, we all get together. It's like this, like having an office. and
Right.
Talk about it. All right, guys, this is what's going to happen. This is the event. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. You know what I mean? So
Right. So you guys set up a little outline basically of what to expect, and then of course there's chance for freestyle in between here and there. But I mean, you guys have to be on the same page, right? Because if you
yes, definitely.
if you don't tell somebody, they do some.
You can't just surprise
I mean,
somebody with
I mean, it's how would I explain it? If you're easy to work with, then there's going to be no problems. But
Right.
there is some, it's unfortunate to say there is some people with egos. You know.
Oh, that's in everything.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
or there's people that can walk in with freaking their dick out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just like it's to work with someone like that. It's even harder because now you have to go around it, change the outcome of the match, or
Right.
change a couple of things because he's not comfortable doing that,
Yeah.
or they don't want to. So there's times where you don't even communicate with that other partner.
Okay.
There's times where it's just like it's either on the spot or they're communicating through someone else, and that's just, to me, it's a pain in the ass. It really is. It really is. Like the last minute spot, I don't mind. Like if we're like, you're late, but we still talk about it. At least we talked about it. But
Yeah.
if I have to talk to you through somebody else, like that's it's just,
No, that's
and we're taught no, that's not the way.
yeah, that's
we're
not the
taught
way.
we
We talk
have
about
to
respect.
communicate.
Yes, respect, communication, professionalism.
Right.
That's how we run. You
Yeah,
know what
because
I
there's a
mean?
lot of shit that could be misinterpreted or changed between. I mean, it's like the old. Was it in elementary when they do that chain? I'm gonna tell you a secret, and then goes through the whole thing, and it's
Yeah.
completely fucking different.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So since I know you guys said it's like a family with the nations of wrestling, families tend to squabble at times, right?
Oh yeah,
There's
oh
beef
yeah,
within
yeah.
the family.
Yeah.
Have you been in a match already where you're with somebody who you're having beef with at that moment, and you're like, dude, either fuck this dude because of, because of whatever, it's something stupid or whatever, and then the match actually gets personal, and it's like no more of taking it easy up on this or that.
That hasn't happened in our academy, but we
Yeah.
have seen that in other
Yeah?
places and other
Yeah.
matches. Yes, so we
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
We tend to respect each other, not to push each other's buttons.
Right.
We put our boundaries out there. We make
Okay.
sure what our boundaries are, so everybody knows what to say, what not to say to us, or like certain things to do, what not, certain thing not
Yeah.
to do. And that's everybody, which is fine to me. I respect everybody. How certain things they want to, how they want to, certain things they like to be talked to, or you know what I mean. So with everybody is different. I have friendship with everybody,
Right.
but I treat everybody differently according to how they want to be respected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's how we get along.
So what's the best way to bring somebody's ego down or peg them down a fucking notch when you're in the ring?
Just put them in the ring.
No, yeah, when you're in the ring, like, what's
easy.
the best? What's the move that always
it's called a receipt.
the receipt?
It's called a receipt.
Okay, what is the
It's
receipt?
called a receipt. So let's say I'm having a match with somebody and that guy's not working with me. He's not selling it, or he's just giving me a hard time. So if I catch him if I put him in the corner, he's still not listening to me. I give him a real punch. No, that's legit. Like if he pisses me off in the ring, you're gonna get a real punch. You're gonna get a real elbow.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened, and I'm glad it hasn't happened. But
Right.
if it has to go there, like we've been told, like, hey, if it has to go there,
Yeah.
then take it there. Be like, try not to.
Right.
But if it has to go there, I'm like, oh, that's fine with me. You don't gotta tell me twice.
Have you had a receipt yet?
No,
No, you haven't been a
No.
recipient.
I've seen that, but
recipient of it.
Dude,
No,
luckily I'm very like. It doesn't look like it, but I'm very patient. Like
Yeah.
I've been hit, like, and I think I was talking to Ramirez, like I'm like, dude, I think you punched me once for real. I think you've elbowed me. Yesterday, he hit me in the collarbone really hard, but I didn't take it personally. I don't get mad. I'm like, all right, we're just wrestling, whatever. So I haven't taken it to that point.
We know that.
Because we know, you know, like,
Yeah.
because I know he doesn't mean it. I know he's not doing it out of a malice place. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, it's cool. But if it's like a stranger and like they do it and they don't apologize or do some kind of thing where it's like, you know, I acknowledge it, then I'm going to give you a receipt. You know what I mean?
So how do you apologize to somebody in the ring without making it look, you know, during the match,
like
right?
in the middle.
Yeah, how do you apologize without being like, hey, dude, my bad. Like, is there like a universal sign that you guys do with each other to like?
I don't think there's a universal sign. I think it's when backstage. That's when it's talked about.
Okay.
Yeah,
After
you
the
go.
fact.
Yeah, after the fight, you talk about it backstage. Those conversations usually lead to what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, what could have been better. Hey, I'm sorry about the hit. Okay, so you know, all that takes into that.
And we're taught to deal with it, you know, in a respectful way,
Yeah.
no matter who they are, no matter where they come from.
You gotta compartmentalize it and just go fucking. All right, it is what it is. It just,
But then
just
again,
shrug
Be
it off and
adults
go
about
on.
it.
But then again, everybody's different. I have dealt with people that are like, you know, again, we all love wrestling, but I've seen some wrestlers like super passionate, and they take it so hard, like, oh man, I could have done this, I could have done that. I'm guilty of it,
Right.
And I get all into depression and whatnot. I don't know. I take it so hard sometimes. I've learned not to do that, but there's wrestlers where they take it.
I was a perfectionist.
Yeah, they take it really, really hard, and I'm like, dude, it wasn't that bad. Like,
Right.
you did a great match, and I'm like, and it's funny. I'm saying that to him, but when I do something and I mess up, I'm like, oh man, I'm there thinking it for days, like. All right. Well, next practice, I'm like, next practice, F it. Next practice.
And that's what training is
Yeah,
for.
I'm all like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it on next practice. Like, don't tell the coaches though.
we have to train ourselves to be more aware of ourselves.
Yeah.
What can I do better? What did I do good in? What did I do bad in? You know.
So within the basics, do you guys also go over the chair shots? Does that?
You know what? We still haven't gotten there.
No.
Yeah, and I'm so excited till we get there. You know?
I can't wait either.
the sooner the better. You know?
Dude, because I mean,
and honestly, from what I've heard, there's no really like a real way to protect yourself. You could put your hand up,
but it's still gonna fucking hurt.
That's as much protection you're gonna get, but
Yeah.
it's still gonna bounce off and hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, chair shots are real. Even in the back, there's a certain spot where I hit you in the back with a chair.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna hurt. Like there's no, you can't fake a chair shot.
right. Is this the same thing with when they put you through the table, right? Like they're
Yeah,
not.
you can't fake it. No,
It's legit, right?
It's legit. You can't fake. You can't fake it through a table. Like
That's not like
No
pre-cut.
way around it.
It's not like the little karate boards that are already pre-cut.
yeah,
when
because
you-
there's people are like, oh, they look kind of thin and whatnot. I'm like, try it.
Go ahead.
I've never done it in a real professional setting, but I
Right.
remember I found one and I'm like, what the hell? And I was like, and I told my brother,
Why not?
and I'm like, I told my brother, screw it, slam me on it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know, so he suplexed me on it, and I'm like, dude, no.
No.
Like, this is not it. Like, oh, this is gonna suck so bad.
That was that old school. Was it backyard wrestling back in the days?
Yes.
Holy shit!
I'm guilty of that.
Holy shit!
I used to have the VHS, man.
Yeah.
The volumes. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I remember they'd yell out, "Holy shit!" I was like, "What the fuck?" Most craziest shit you've ever seen. Oh shit! All right, so when should we expect the Nations of Wrestling or Ivy the Red Goddess or Misfit? When should we expect you guys to have another event? When are we expecting to see you guys live again?
Well, we can't release all our secrets,
Uh-huh.
but you know, people have to follow. If you want to know more about us, you got to follow us on Nation of Wrestling on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. And as soon as we know anything is set, I know it's pretty soon in about, I don't know. I'm going to say within
A few months?
Yeah.
few months.
We're not really like to talk. Like we can't really give all the details.
Right,
but
right.
I know for sure that we have a lot of things coming. Not only for the Nation of Wrestling, but we're also going to be part of other promotions as well.
Okay.
And we're going to be more involved with the community as well.
Okay.
So, and I'm very excited about that. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why we've been pushing it so hard these past weeks, because we've got places to be at.
Yeah.
And we're expected to be there, and we're expected to do what our job is telling us
Right,
to do.
what you guys do. So where can people follow you specifically if they're looking to follow you on either Instagram, TikTok, or
I
whatever it
think
is?
more Instagram, right? Yeah, but we're
Instagram.
also
Yeah,
on
definitely on
Facebook.
Instagram.
Yeah.
So
So
YouTube also, we also have our own channel on YouTube.
Okay. So what's
Nation
your
of
handle
Wrestling.
on the Instagram?
Mine is, I have to spell it a certain way because Instagram is like that.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Mine
of
is
course.
IIVVYY _REDD.
Double D.
Ivy Red.
Okay. And what about you, Misfit?
Mine's simple. Actually, Ivy's the one that gave me the idea. It's _the THEE _Alan Jameson.
Alan Jameson. There you go.
And you
So-
have to say it like this. It's the
Alan
Alan
Jameson.
Jameson.
Exactly.
all right. So before we head out, what do you have your entrance song?
Yes, I do.
What is your entrance song?
I love it. I
Of course
love it.
you would.
What is it?
It is titled "The Snake." It's an Egyptian trap song, actually.
Of
Okay.
course.
Damn. Okay. And what about you, Misfit? Is it a Misfit song?
I
I'm
actually-
assuming.
Well, I
I'm
don't,
assuming.
You know what's funny? I don't think the coaches caught it because I was using a Sampra and it was called Misfit. But then I was like, I'm not really into it. So I've been using I Prevail Gasoline.
Okay.
I've been using that
Word.
lately as my theme song.
Yeah.
But me and I were actually about to get our own theme song. So like
Yes,
our
we
own
are.
own theme song.
Oh
so,
yeah, produced by
produced by
somebody local or
Yes.
yes, actually, well, shout out to Tepewan. He's the one that is making our official.
And he's open to our ideas,
Yep.
to who we
Dope.
are as a character.
Yeah. So you
he's
explain
great.
to him what gimmick, what is, what you like,
Yeah.
what bands, what are you into, and he will totally transform
and,
into a
and,
track.
and when can we expect to hear those new theme songs or entrance songs for you?
Oh,
guys?
when we
You
have
gotta
that first,
follow.
yeah.
You
It's
gotta
when you
follow
follow, when we
Nation
have that
Gotta
Wrestling.
follow.
We put
definitely,
everything
I'm
up
definitely on
there.
that first show. I'll tell you that. Definitely on that first show.
And we will
Definitely.
highlight it.
Yeah, definitely.
So before we head out, any last word for anybody that's listening, for either anybody who wants to get into wrestling or anybody that still has that fake opinion about wrestling, or just anything in general?
Oh,
Come on over and visit us. We're at our new facility. It's our new home. We're over there by Joe Battle and Pelicano,
Okay.
13754 Guerrero Drive. We practice and we train Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 6 to 9. So there you are. If you ever want to come and hang out with us, come and train, come and de-stress, get away from the real life and just get into this fantasy, magical world in which you are whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be. Go ahead and visit us.
Yeah.
We're open. We love new people. We love meeting new people. We love collaborating with new people.
yeah, but I want to see the guys that say that it's fake. I want to be like, because
I wanna
first,
see them too.
our first class is free. It's a free trial.
Okay.
To see if you can hack it. And believe me and Ivy have seen so many people come in and so many people walk out.
Yeah.
And these are big guys, bigger than me.
Yeah.
Like bigger than you.
Yeah.
And I've seen them go and train and can't hack the cardio or can't hack the ropes or the training that we do. And I'm just like, exactly. So, everybody wants to be a wrestler. This is your chance. And everybody who thinks it's fake, this is your chance. So, if you guys really, you have what it takes, go and try it out.
There you go. So what's your welcome to wrestling moment before we head out? What was your first welcome to wrestling moment?
A ver.
You
You
want to
go
know
first.
you want to know mine?
Yeah.
Mine was it was at my old school being chopped by 10 guys.
God. At the
That-
same time, it was like a fucking bukkake.
It was a line. It was like
It's a
yeah, it
fucking
was in the
gangbang?
it was in the
What the
it was in
fuck?
the corner and it was like one by one, bah,
Oh.
next one, bah, and it was terrible. It was and don't even mention back in that place. Don't even mention your birthday. If it's your birthday,
Oh,
dude,
they
yeah,
fuck
you would, dude, they would just go at it. But yeah, that was my introduction to wrestling, and that was like a hit to the face. All right, because here's the thing. I will tell everybody who wants to become a wrestler and goes in there, don't go in there with the mind base of like a fan.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did. That was my biggest mistake.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to be this cool guy, and I'm going to have this music and do these moves. And no, bro. Like, I learned the hard way, and I'm glad I did. But, again,
Right.
so it sucks nobody warned me, but I'm telling you guys. I'm giving you, like, the scoop. Don't go in there as a fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Go in there as an actual
Like,
business.
Go in there as an actual business and go in there like you're going to be an athlete because
Right.
that's what you're going to do. You're going to work your ass off in there. Like, we'd be sweating like crazy.
Right.
Dripping.
Dripping sweat.
Every training.
And we're still training, hitting each other. And
Yeah.
whatnot.
Oh, you said the love of it. What about you, Ivy? Let's close it out with you. What was your welcome to a wrestling moment?
I don't know if I've ever had one, but I know that when I started training and when we were starting the bigger moves,
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
okay, this is gonna either make you or break you, Ivy. Learn how to take a drop kick, and I was like, I know what that is.
You know what I thought was your moment? Was when Queens gave you that backdrop for the first time and you were just like, I was just like, oh, she couldn't breathe. She was like,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, that sucks so bad. I'm like, oh, it's her first actual big slam. I was like, but ever since then, she takes it like a champ.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
the way
what?
to go.
I'll tell you a secret. that was the most fun move ever for me. I was like, I didn't know I would love it that much.
That's
It
hilarious.
does seem scary at first, but
Yeah.
once you take it, you're like, it's like a roller coaster ride.
It's like
you
a
know?
roller coaster.
You're
Yeah.
scared of it, but when you go, you're like, I want to do it again.
Once you get used to it, you're like, let's go. Let's
Get
go at
the
it.
wind knocked out of you.
Yeah.
You're great. to go.
And the drop kick, taking a drop kick. Yeah,
Taking a
that
drop
was-
kick. Is there any secret to it, or just?
There is.
I mean,
But you see a whole body torpedoing towards you. You gotta be ready
Yeah,
for
so
it.
you only have like what, maybe like a second.
and is it just put? Do you
Like-
put-
Protecting
the hand up
yourself,
there?
yes.
You
There's
know,
a- there's a
the way to
way.
protect yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do like that. But I mean, again, you only have a second. So if you don't put your hands up, like that's on
Yeah,
you.
you're
like,
taking the face.
They
Yeah,
teach you how to do
you're
it,
taking it to
you
the
do it.
face. Yeah.
Damn. Well, I appreciate you guys. Ivy Red, the Goddess, the Misfit, Alan Jameson, the Alan Jameson.
Thank you. Thank you.
That you guys, like I told Frank, you guys got an open chair here. Anytime you guys have anything to promote, anytime you guys have anything to do. I mean, El Paso is such a huge wrestling city with the greats that we've had, the Guerreros, Cassandro, Exotico.
Definitely.
We've had, all these fucking
Of
people.
course.
You guys are more than welcome. Anytime you have anything going on, let us know. We'll let everybody else know. I appreciate you guys coming out. Until next time, guys, don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. Visit these guys. Support your locals. Deuces.